Time to go short track racing. And tire fall off at Bristol proves that the madness of March is not only in basketball. All that and more. Toofastexiting.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Toofastexiting. I'm Ash, and this is Jimmy. And we are going to be talking about Bristol last week, Cota coming up, weather and picks, and the big three.
Let's jump right into the big three. The big three. All right. I'm going to start us out with number 3.
Yeah, I wonder why.
The biggest story of the year.
Maybe number 1 then?
Not the way I do it.
Okay.
In NASCAR, 3's the best thing.
Okay, good.
Number 3. Matt DiBenedetto posted this on Instagram. I'm going Xfinity Series racing. Thank you, Viking Motorsports, for the opportunity, and I look forward to getting it off at Richmond. Yay, Matty D. All right, so it looks like he's not going to be racing in the road courses, which is weird because he's pretty good at road courses. But he's got to ride in Xfinity. CJ McLaughlin was driving this car for Viking Motorsports for most of the year. Every race previous, but he did have to DNQs where he didn't qualify.
Right.
And in NASCAR, that's a quick way to lose your seat. If sponsors don't see you on the track, they're probably going to hop.
Well, we're about to find out. Was it the car or was it the driver? Hopefully it's got a good car. Alright, number 2. Take a look at this Darlington throwback scheme for Chase Elliott. Throwing it back to Dale Earnhardt Jr. That should have been the number 3. We were just excited about Matty D and wanted to put him at the top of the page.
All right.
Your joke.
So, okay. Number 1. Numero uno. The big news, the big talk this week is tire fall.
Ooh, that was bad.
The tire fall off was pretty bad, but the racing was awesome. And a lot of drivers and former drivers took to Twitter and Instagram and podcasts and spoke their pleasure for the race. Jeff Gluck has his poll. It was the highest rated freaking race I've seen in a long time, if not ever.
Kept it close, made it interesting.
Yeah. Briscoe said like he went and pitted and then came back out on fresh tires. It was like you're playing the NASCAR video game on easy mode. If you get a chance to see the in-car footage of Chase Briscoe when he got back on the track, he is just freaking like when I'm driving somewhere. Like when I have to, when I'm leaving somewhere and have to go to the bathroom, and I'm trying to get home, he was driving like that, and it was pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
I'm for it. They set a record for most lead changes at a short track in NASCAR.
54.
54.
Lead changes.
In friggin' insane. Well, let's just go ahead and recap Bristol then.
Yeah, apparently we already talked about it.
Yeah, so it was we talked about the tire fall off. It was a good showing for the number 4.
Yeah.
Josh Berry, and not just Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs. Josh Berry and Ty Gibbs were showing something this past weekend.
I was very proud of Barry. I was liking the number 4.
Oh yeah. If they didn't have the tire fall off, I don't know where they would have ran. I don't know if they would have done better or worse. But when it comes to just managing your tires, I think they still did good.
Oh yeah.
They still had great finishes. I want to say did they come in the top 10? I know Gibbs did.
6 on the lead lap by the time we were done.
I don't think Barry got back in the top 10, but it was wow. I mean, it was a good performance by them. And also, not to be outdone, Chase Elliott led the 80,000th lap in Hendrick Motorsports history.
Wow.
That's a lot of laps. That's a lot of miles. And that was on, I think, around lap 62, 3, 4, somewhere in there. But that's a milestone. You got to think of all the drivers that have come before him at Hendrick, like in Richmond, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, the guys that are still there with him right now, Parsons, Bowman, Byron. That is an impressive feat by an impressive driver. I'll say it. Yeah, Casey Kane is in the mix there too. He said something earlier this week. I'm sorry, I'm not going to go into it. He was bragging about the tire fall off. I think I posted it earlier. But I get giddy. Maybe Casey Kane will get back in the car. I don't know. He's still young. So in the end, Denny Hamlin pulled up.
Yeah.
And beats everyone's favorite driver again.
But he didn't say.
His
daddy
So he's Denny Hamlin with the dubs. Here's your top 10. Hamlin takes the win. Truex second. Keselowski third. Bowman, Larson, Nemechek, Buescher, Elliott, Gibbs, and Bell. Anybody stand out to you in this top 10?
I was asking that. Everybody stands out to me. Freaking half the top 10 wasn't even on the lead lap by the time they were done.
Keselowski is what I'm going to point to right now because he seemed to have struggles in the very, very first part of the year.
Yeah.
And then after the two super speedway races were done, he started to pick it back up. He's starting to look. He's on the brighter side of the point. He's on the happy side of the playoffs. So a good running for him. We already talked about Bell. John Nemechek had a good day. Bowman had a good day.
There's a lot of surprising people up there.
Yeah. And don't look now, but Truex is just sneaking around. He's not winning races, right? I mean, he hasn't won a race this year. But he's always, somehow at the end of the race, he's always up towards the front. He's taken over from Harvick. Closer.
Oh, yeah?
I think.
Maybe.
I think.
We'll see.
We'll see. Was anybody too fast exiting this week?
There was a lot going on. We had Ryan Blaney was speeding. I don't know if he's speeding in, speeding out. He was speeding. Gregson had a safety violation. McDowell had too many men over the wall. And Larson, Gibbs, and Jones all had equipment interference. No, at least one of those, probably all, was a loose tire.
It's a tight pit road. It's a short track. And if you're under caution, it's a long.
Oh, yeah, it's a long way around.
So, all right. Well, I think that just about takes care of Bristol. Got anything else on Bristol?
The only other thing I want to say it was cool seeing the Goodyear guys working in the back trying to get all the extra tires ready. That was cool to see that whole setup.
Tire fall off was so bad that they ended up giving the teams, Goodyear and Nascar got together and gave the teams an extra set of tires.
And I like that they took us behind the scenes. You see all these guys running around trying to get all these tires ready.
Mounting tires for 4
4
tires for every team.
Every team. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I like behind the scenes.
So, good job, Goodyear, on fixing what was a problem.
Give all those guys a break.
So let's go on to Cota.
Cota, I love
Cota?
I like the road courses.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like road courses.
I like road courses. No, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I tried to
Live.
fake it till I make it. But I don't
Live.
like road courses. All right, let's take a look at the points going into Cota. Larson's in first with the win. Hamlin now locks himself in. Bell, Byron, all locked in. Suarez locked in. And then there's Truex that I just talked about in 6th place. There's take a look at the rest of the top 16 and the ones that are just outside of the top 16. As you can see, Keselowski, like I said, he's moved his way back into the right. Or, he's been there since a couple weeks, since last week, but he's further cementing himself in there. Right there on the bubble is Busch. But he's still got a 12-point cushion over McDowell. That's not bad. Wallace is just outside again. So Wallace needs to turn his season back around to where he was at in the beginning of the year. But
we're hanging it all on Hamlin, so we're doing great stuff.
Yeah, we put all our eggs in one basket for this show. Again this season. For our preseason predictor, we took Hamlin to win the championship, his first championship this year. We'll see what happens. All right, so last year at Cota, Reddick and Byron were the class of the field. They led the most laps. And they're pretty good at road.
Yeah.
There's some other guys. Castaigne's no slouch.
No, but they took away short.
Yeah. Cindric is not a slouch either when it comes to road courses. We got some ringers this week, though. You got SPG. He's going to be racing. AJ Allmendinger. And say it with me, guys. I've got the pronunciation right here. Kamui Kobayashi.
It's
Kamui Kobayashi.
We had the bouncy ball thing.
I don't know how to edit that in. Let my hand be a bouncy ball.
Figure it out.
So there's your ringers. There's some guys that could sneak in here and get a dub. SVG did it last year at Chicago. So
Good.
Great things happen. Here's the race times for this weekend. Trucks will be at 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central on Saturday on FS1. Xfinity will be 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central Saturday on FS1. That'll be following the truck race. And then on Sunday, the big dogs eat at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central on Fox. Sunday.
And the weather?
Are we gonna race?
We'll
probably race even in the rain, right? Sorry.
Can we talk about the weather?
Weather girl.
The weather is going to be cloudy at 75, but it looks dry. Nice. Pretty good. Dry and nice.
And you beat me last week, so for the first time in a very long time, I get to go first on my picks. So my long shot is going to be Alex Bowman at plus 2,200. Plus 2,200. And your long shot?
Hold on, I gotta look. My long shot is.
Drum roll,
We
please.
already talked about him. I was already on this. Cindric
Yeah.
at something. Hold on. I'm so close. Almost there. Plus 2,800.
2,800. All right. And my favorite. The guy who's going to win it. If it's not Career Deal. It's going to be Tyler Reddick at plus 380. That is he is the lowest points. Like the lowest. What is the favorite? He's the favorite. He's the number one favorite. I didn't mean to take the number one favorite. I just took who I thought it was going to be, and then I looked at the odds, and I was like,
Yeah.
Jinxie boo. I can't do the boys.
Who I think is going to be the winner, if it's not Ross thing, is Shane V.
Shane V.
You know I love me some Shane V.
What's his odds?
1,000.
1,000? Plus 1,000. Okay. So there you have it.
Yeah. Well, we should talk about next week's show.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Fans, we're being canceled. No,
We're going on vacation.
We will be on vacation next week, so we won't have a show next week.
No, unless we get drunk and decide to record something. Make sure you're subscribed on so you can tell. If we get drunk and start recording, you'll need that little alert because we ain't going to announce that.
I hope that doesn't happen.
You never know.
I won't take this mic.
We'll have a problem.
Thing on.
Don't hit the mute button.
All right. So, yeah, next week we probably won't be here.
Probably. Odds are.
But make sure that you pick the like button to go all the way in March Madness and let your brackets be busted by the subscribe button. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, y'all.
Maybe sooner. Love y'all.